Okay. Oh, shoot. I have to introduce this one, don't I? Okay.
Yes, you do. This was your story.
Oh, fuck. This is so fucking. Oh, God. Alright. Okay. Welcome back to Ink and Ecstasy with Liz and Grimm. Today we're reviewing a story called The Waif in the Wall by SyleusSnow. I had read the story before and liked it, so I gave it to Liz to read to hear her thoughts on it. Liz?
I wanted to like it. Okay, so basically the story is about a very large guy and a very small woman. And the dynamic between them is barely explored, even though it's like the main focus of the story. And I don't know, it just felt that's basically the whole premise of the story. He's big, she's small. That's it. I really wanted to like the story because I like that dynamic. I like size difference dynamics. But this was missing so much. Like, even the sex scenes were not as intricate or interesting as they could have been. It's very well written. Like, this is the one story I read out of, I don't know, the last few that we've read where I didn't have an issue with any of the grammar or the syntax or, word choice or anything like that. That was all seemed fine to me.
So your only real complaint was that it wasn't long enough. That you wanted more. Your only complaint was that you wanted more.
I wanted the focus should have been elsewhere, I think. Like, there was too much of the before and not enough of the during. Do you know what I mean? The meeting. It was like,
yeah.
Almost the entire first page is them meeting and interacting.
Yeah, you do have a point there. But okay, so towards the end of the first page, they're back in, what is it, her apartment, and they're both kind of sizing each other up.
Yeah.
So for that second half of the first page, they're basically just sizing each other up, and they're both thinking, could this actually work? Like, that'd be crazy, right?
Like, if the story had started there and they put more emphasis in the actual sex scene between the two characters, I think I really would have loved this story. Like, I think it would be a top favorite. That said, I still rated it a 5 because it's still really well written and it's still a good story. It's just, it's not what it could have been. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like the makings for a really great story are there. It's just the focus that the writer chose, for me personally, missed the mark.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha. Well, maybe you could recommend a few that didn't miss the mark. You could just Discord them over. Yeah.
I have to keep reading some. I have not been like...
You're a bad reader.
Okay. I have so much time in a day, I can either read or I can write. And lately I've been choosing writing.
Yeah. All right. So I guess I'll get into what I liked and disliked. Wait a minute. So you said you didn't have any issues with grammar or syntax?
Not that I recall. I think there was a couple of words that were wrong, but not enough to stick out with me.
I actually made a note that said that I had issues with grammar and syntax. I think there were,
But I think there was a word that was used wrong and that bugged me, but I cannot remember what it was.
So there was one word that I think it was came and it should have been gave, and it just completely threw me off. But I don't remember anything else in particular, and I didn't make any notes, so I don't know. Like,
that might have been the same issue I had.
Yeah, I just noted that I had some issues with it. Like, there were some times, I think, where it didn't say the word to, like she gave it him.
Yeah.
Or something like that, Yeah,
but those are little things that I can overlook for the most part. It's a missed word.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
It's not a wrong word. To me, a wrong word stands out more than a missed word.
Yeah. But given that this is a stroker, and I was there for a very specific reason to read about the two main characters' compatibility, I was able to deal with it,
Mm-hmm.
So what I noted was what was great was the actual sex, because it was barely 1,000 words, but the description was on point.
Yeah, I just wish there would be more of it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, who doesn't want more of a good thing, right? But that description was exactly what I was hoping to find when I first decided to read the story. Nearly every sentence incorporated their size difference, right?
To a degree, it could have done more.
Sure, yeah. But I mean, everything, there could be more of everything.
No, I don't mean like more wording. I mean, it could have described things in more detail better using the same amount of words.
Okay. I hear you.
I think some of the things that they focused on were not the ideal for the plot point that they were going for of the size difference thing.
Okay. I hear you. I'm not saying like, okay, look, like we already went through all that. I just said my thing and now I just want to move on to the next thing and just,
Okay,
like
okay.
we
Go
already,
ahead.
yeah. I'm not trying to like argue anything. I'm just going through my list of things that I liked and disliked.
All right, but we're supposed to be having a conversation about this and making it notes and details and
Yeah, yeah. I totally get you. I do. I'm not like trying to say that my opinion is right or anything.
continue.
Like, sure, I would have loved more too, you know? But there were a few passages in particular that I liked. I can't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that I can't read that. I just can't read that.
Send it to me and I'll read it.
Okay.
Okay, so the part you wanted to highlight is she hooked her arms under her knees to draw her legs up, completely exposing herself and surrendering to everything I wanted to do to her. My dick looked gigantic and immensely threatening, poised between her widely spread legs, throbbing and eager to invade her tiny opening.
So, as a guy, I can tell you that's yeah, like that's yeah.
Yeah is not a phrase. This is not an explanation.
I mean, isn't it?
No. Details, man.
So I mean,
I'm not a mind reader over here.
isn't that are you not? You're a woman,
No.
aren't you?
I'm not a mind reader.
Okay. Well, I mean, as a guy, that's pretty much what we want. Or I do anyway, is a girl that's willing to be extremely vulnerable.
Yeah, girls want that too. With other girls. At least some of them do.
Yeah. Apparently.
Okay, so is that the only passage that you can't read?
Oh, no, wait. There's actually one more. This is a line of dialogue from Beth.
All right.
And Liz is going to read it to you guys.
Yeah, because he's a chicken shit.
No, I just don't want to read it because I just have this tendency to make voices when I read dialogue, and I just can't do that for a girl because it's just going to be cringe, and nobody wants to hear that. Anyway,
I mean, I have heard you imitate me before, and yeah, it's pretty cringe. Okay, so the line is...
Oh no, wait, hang on. And there's also one line of dialogue from Beth after she guides him down onto her body after he succeeded in penetrating her.
That's better. Now I can feel you on me and in me.
Yeah, see, so lines like this, I mean, I don't know. It just like takes you into the mind of the character.
It can, yeah.
Yeah. Just the way that she said stuff like that, it just made you think like she was just so satisfied at just having taken him.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was just so proud of herself, you know?
There was one line that I really liked. I'm trying to find it. Oh, yeah, I found it. It's just one part of line that I really liked. But it was like a little after the one you had me read. So the line is, Beth wriggled, stirring my half-hard cock still buried inside her. I'm all squishy. I love that line.
Yeah. Oh, one thing that I absolutely loved about this story there was no mention of an 8-inch dick.
No, there was no like inches mentioned whatsoever.
Yeah, that was great.
It was just comparative. She's very small, he's very large, he's proportionally very large compared to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's part of what works with size difference dynamics. You don't have to have inches or measurements included. You can just be like, she has a very small hand, and that makes him look much, much larger, even if it's not ginormous on its own,
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a fun thing to play around with in writing. But there is also one thing I want to say that I did absolutely love about this story. The title.
Oh.
I love the title. It's such a nice, alliteration.
Okay. All right.
This has actually been on my list to read for a while. I wanted to read this.
Really?
Yeah. And the reason I wanted to read this is because that title has been mentioned a few times on the forums, and it stood out to me, but I never quite got a chance to read it, so I was kind of glad when you sent it to me to read. So all right, I finally have an excuse to read this.
An excuse. Okay.
Yeah, an excuse. I can put everything else aside and read this without feeling guilty about not doing this or that or this other thing, because this is kind of a job. Kind
of. Albeit a job we don't get paid for.
Yeah. But still fun.
That's the best kind of job, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. As long as we're having fun, right? Who knows? Maybe someone will feel bad for us.
No, I meant it's the best kind of job. The kind of job where you don't get paid for it.
I mean, I'd like to get paid for it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That would be a bonus.
That would be sick. All right, well, I didn't have anything else to say about this story. Did you?
Nothing specific. I already mentioned the one line that I really liked and the things that I didn't care for about it. I want to reiterate, I did not dislike the story. I did like the story. I wanted to love the story, if that makes a difference. I really wanted to love the story because I like this dynamic in most cases, but I just...
Yeah.
The early focus...
Well, I mean, okay, so this wasn't my top most favorite story of all time, but I did like it. It is on my favorites list. I sent it to you to read, right? But yeah, you aren't hurting my feelings by not loving it.
It wasn't that. I was just I wanted to reiterate that I didn't dislike the story. I rated it a 5 because I did like it.
Yeah.
It's just I feel like it was such a missed opportunity to be something so much better than it was.
Sure. Gotcha.
Because a slight focus change would have really improved it without losing anything.
Yeah.
But as written, it's still a very good story. I just don't want the readers to think, it's a shit story or something, because it's not. It's a really good story. It's just one that I wanted to love it because I like that dynamic.
Cool. Gotcha. We're firing on all cylinders here.
Yeah, so we can stop this one now.
Yeah, so are you going to do the outro?
Oh, yes. I suppose I should. Thank you for listening to Ink and Ecstasy. You can find more of our work on inkandecstasy.com. Yeah. Shit, I don't know what to say.
Maybe just start it over from the top.
Yeah.
And then just say, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. You can find more of our work on inkandecstasy.com. Yeah, that's it.
And we'll see you next time or something.
Oh yeah. I'll see you next time.
God, you're the worst.
I am so bad at this. I'm sorry.
Okay.
If I don't have it written in front of me.
Are you gonna give it one more okay, just type it out real quick.
Okay.
Don't worry, guys. She'll be back soon.
All right. Thank you for listening. You can catch more of our... Nope, that's not what I wanted to say. Shut up. Thank you for listening. You can find more of our work on inkandecstasy.com, and we'll catch you next time.